The Ravens just signed Jaire Alexander, 1 year, $6 million. Adam Schefter's reporting that he had more on the table from other teams, but he turned down more money to come play in Baltimore. We just heard Lamar Jackson yesterday telling Eric DeCosta to go get Jaire Alexander.
Louisville cornerback, accomplished cornerback available. Have you gotten a chance?
Go get him, Eric. I love all our corners, don't get me wrong, but go get him, Eric.
My boy, let's do it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I gotta give you a marker.
Oh, my boy.
Sign that wall for us. A new edition.
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
I don't got a number right now, do I? No. All right. Well, we'll just come back to that right now.
Just put a number sign.
Yeah.
Put a number sign.
Just so they can see it. Boom.
Yeah.
All right, there it is.
You want us to get
Let's get a shot of the three of them.
And the Ravens snuck this in, man. They dropped this out of nowhere. This was not reported by Ian Rappaport, Adam Schefter, Jordan Schultz. Out of nowhere, the Ravens just posted the picture of Jaire Alexander signing the deal and a picture with Eric DeCosta and Lamar Jackson. Obviously, Lamar Jackson did some heavy recruiting in this situation. They go way back to college. They're boys. He was talking yesterday how bad he wanted him. And Jaire Alexander is officially a Baltimore Raven for $6 million, man. So all the injury concerns obviously he has injury concerns. I'm not downplaying that. He hasn't played full seasons the last 2 years, but so many Ravens fans that didn't want Jaire, it was always, he's injury prone. We don't need another injury prone guy. And while I hear that argument, 1 year, $6 million is well worth the risk to go get Jaire Alexander. I figured the deal would be lower than, top market value just because, for one, we're a contender and he probably wants to go win. He wants to play with Lamar Jackson. But more importantly, the Packers are paying him most of his deal. So he's getting paid. It's not like he's only making $6 million. This is like a second contract. So Jaire Alexander took a lot less money to play for a contender, play with Lamar Jackson. And if he's fully healthy, he is most likely immediately the opposite outside cornerback to Nate Wiggins. It's Nate Wiggins, Jaire Alexander. And now look at the depth. I mean, I feel so much better about this cornerback room because now the depth is insane. Now we got Awuzie behind a Jaire Alexander. We got a TJ Tampa behind. This is quality depth. And Marlon in the slot, obviously, I'm not forgetting about Marlon Humphrey, but he's not playing outside. I was more concerned about the other outside corner opposite of Wiggins. And I spoke a little bit about this in yesterday's video, but I saw some Ravens fans saying we don't need another injury-prone player. I do hear that argument, but a player of his talent for that price, and we also do have some injury-prone guys that have dealt with recent injuries in that cornerback room, Awuzie being one of them. Even TJ Tampa, I know he's super young, but he dealt with injuries last year. So now you have three corners that are coming off some injuries, but I like that depth. These are three very talented corners, and yes, they do have some injury concerns, but most likely all three of them aren't about to deal with injury concerns again. I do think that one or two of them stay healthy throughout the season. If one of them battles some injury concerns, this is why you create this much depth. You can never have enough corners. And it's not every day that a Jaire Alexander becomes available. This is a Pro Bowl level corner. And yes, he's had some injury concerns, but he's 28 years old. Let's not act like this guy's 33 and he's just over the hill and his body's breaking down on him. I really think that he can put together a healthy season. And if he doesn't, then like I said, we have quality depth and we're only paying $6 million. This is well worth the risk. And the Ravens are absolutely stacked, man. I mean, this roster is insane. Summer's finally here, which means more sunshine, more time outside, and way less time stuck in a hot kitchen. The last thing I'm trying to do after a long day in the sun is cook for an hour. That's why I've been loving Factor. Factor delivers fresh, never frozen meals that are chef crafted, dietitian approved, ready to eat in just 2 minutes. My favorite meal right now is the sun-dried tomato chicken with zucchini noodles and then a strawberry banana smoothie. They've got 45 meals to choose from every week, so you'll never get bored. And it's not just dinners, they got your whole day covered. They got breakfast, lunch, snacks, and even guilt-free desserts. If you want to spend less time cooking and more time doing what you love, go with Factor this summer. I use this and you should too. Get started at factormeals.com/flock50 off and use code flock50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. That's code flock50 off at factormeals.com/flock50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. Factormeals.com/flock50 off. And we actually just got even more news while I'm filming this that it's actually a $4 million deal up to $6 million. So the max is $6 million, but the actual numbers are 1 year, $4 million up to $6 million. So it's even better than we initially thought. So, I mean, this is insane value. I think Lamar Jackson is the one who really made this happen. You know, I just seeing how he was in his press conference yesterday. You know, as soon as a reporter asked the question, he's, go get him, Eric. Go get him, Eric. You know, I've already reached out to him. We'll see. Boom. Today, literally not even 24 hours later, Jaire Alexander is in the building signing the contract. It is official. This is the best day, man. This definitely made my day. I don't care what else happens today. My day's made by the Ravens adding Jaire Alexander, man. I think that this is just an absolute steal of an addition. You know, other teams are going to say the rich get richer, and it's true. I mean, the Ravens are loaded. They're signing so many superstar veterans, you know, like last year, Derrick Henry, and now we're getting DeAndre Hopkins and Jaire Alexander. The team's already very talented. The Ravens have a very strong nucleus from guys that they've drafted, and then you're just adding on all these star vets. I just think that this is almost a perfect roster, man. I know it's early. I know we're, you know, at mandatory minicamp today, and we have a long time to go. There could be injuries, and there's a lot to play out here. But on paper and coming off of last year, there's no reason to not have confidence. The Ravens got tremendously better. You saw the secondary issues that we were dealing with last season with Marcus Williams and Eddie Jackson. You know, it sucks that we lost our Darius already, but thank God we drafted Malachi Starks in the draft. So we got Malachi Starks coming into this equation in the safety room, you know, young guys stepping up like Sanusi Kane and Bo Braid. I think our safety situation's going to be okay. We might even add a veteran there, although I don't think that's as pressing with, you know, Bo Braid not being hurt. We thought a few weeks ago maybe Bo Braid was going to be out for a little bit, but he's fine. So give the young guys a chance at safety, and then at corner, we're absolutely stacked, man. Nate Wiggins, Marlon Humphrey, Jaire Alexander, feels insane to even say. Woozier, TJ Tampa, Jalen Armour-Davis. I mean, this is from top to bottom the best secondary that I can remember in a long time for us having. I think our defense collectively just doesn't have many holes. You know, we were talking about, we need some depth on the D-line for a run-stuffing guy. They went out and signed John Jenkins. I mean, maybe you could say that inside linebacker is probably the weakest position on the defense right now, but we're nitpicking, man. We're really like nitpicking a roster. If you look at every roster in the NFL, every team has some holes, and some teams have serious holes. And I feel like the Ravens have done as good of a job as ever at filling every possible hole and just being aggressive when it matters. You know, we added a lot of void years to contracts this offseason. Pretty much everyone we signed, Ronnie Stanley, we restructured Marlon Humphrey. We're just adding void years left and right to be able to keep some cap space that if a player like this becomes available, the Ravens can go get him. The Ravens do this all the time. Maybe not quite the Jaire Alexander level. I think he's achieved more than, the normal vet signing. But this is the Ravens' patient approach to see who becomes available and then go attack and sign them to a value deal. I mean, $4 million. Even let's say he maxes it out and gets 6. He's going to be worth $6 million. I mean, this is an absolute steal. I could not be more excited about this signing. I've been wanting Jaire Alexander here for a few years now, but I knew it was extremely unlikely that we would go trade for him. But I've been saying, I've made 2 videos now, or at least talked about it in depth in 2 videos in the last week and a half, where I'm saying this is the most realistic chance we ever had to get Jaire. You know, the fact that he's released, that he can sign wherever, that we can sign him to a cheap deal because he is coming off those injuries and the Packers have to pay him the rest of his contract, so he's not as worried about how much money he's going to make because he's going to still make a lot of money. And this was just the perfect equation. And now Lamar's probably super happy. That Lamar Jackson extension is coming any day now, man, any week now. This is coming very soon. It will be done. I think it'll be done this offseason, but if not, it's definitely going to be done before next year just because his cap hit balloons. So we know the Lamar Jackson extension's coming, and man, it's just a good time to be a Ravens fan, man. I think we're blessed to, you know, love this team. A lot of us probably didn't choose. Maybe some of you guys chose who you love, but I'm born and raised in Maryland. I didn't really have a choice. I like all my local teams. So, you know, I didn't choose the Ravens necessarily. I was just born there. And I just feel blessed to be a fan of this team, man. I know we haven't been winning Super Bowls recently. I know, you know, you could be the Chiefs or the Eagles right now. I get that. But I'm telling you right now, the Ravens have just as good of a chance as them, if not even better. So we should celebrate this. Let's enjoy this, embrace this. And I'm so excited for this season, man. I cannot believe that we signed Jaire Alexander. This is the best news we could have got today. But let me know what you guys are thinking about this move. Hopefully you're excited. You should be. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in to another episode of the Flock Rundown. I will be back for mandatory minicamp updates whenever they have practice, but just wanted to come on here and talk about this signing. And yeah, what a day, man. What a move. What a move. I love it. But I appreciate you guys. Have a beautiful day, and I'll let the greatest linebacker in the history of the game take us out.
Ravens Flock. Flock Rundown is the place to be. My man Ryan has been a lifelong Ravens fan since he was born. The Flock Rundown. Nothing gets better than waking up and wondering how high we can fly. Tune in.
Motionless brainwaves attempt to swim their way to sense, can't tame the untamed.